Hi, I am Sayan Tapadar of section 17, roll number 20EE10067. And for this week's DIY, my work was to show the use of a servo motor. So I made an Arduino circuit having a servo motor and the various components. I'm going to show them a bit later. Right now, I'm just going to go through the code first. So the code reads something like this. It has an if-else structure and it first checks whether the input from the digital pin 4 is high or not. Now this particular high or low is checked by this switch, as you can see. This particular switch, if it is unpressed, then it's high. If it's pressed, then it becomes low. So if it is high, then the servo motor works in the manual way, where in the manual way we have to rotate our potentiometer and the servo motor turns. And for the automatic way, we don't have to work with the potentiometer at all. This works because we have put exactly the same thing which works in the manual to a loop which works on its own, first through a clockwise rotation and then through an anti-clockwise rotation. So how it works is it takes the value of the analog pin A0, puts it to sensor input, and then maps the value of the sensor input between the range 0 to 180 degree. Now this particular degree that you get, this is the exact degree which is shown on the servo motor and it rotates to that degree. If it is 45, then the servo motor turns by 45 degree. So that's how the code works. Now I'm gonna start the simulation to check whether it works or not. And this is it. Well, right now nothing happens because it's in the manual mode and nothing will happen. If I start turning the potentiometer, then we'll see the servo motor start turning. So yeah, the servo motor turns, and when we reach this end, the servo motor reaches the 180-degree end, and anywhere in the middle, and it will reach that particular angle as denoted by the potentiometer. See here, and if you go back to 0, it will just turn back to 0. Now this was the manual thing. Now time for the automatic thing. So in the automatic, you're just gonna have to press the switch. Now as long as the switch is pressed, this thing will keep on going in the loop, and if I leave it, then it will go through both the loop just once. So I'm gonna show both. First, let me keep it pressed, and you see it turns. It goes halfway back and then starts turning again. This happens because every time it returns on the return loop, it finds that it's still low. So it is never able to reach the 0 degree. It just starts on the new loop again and it starts turning in front. But if I leave it, then you will actually find it going through the whole two loops and it will go back to 0. That was it. Thank you for allowing me to show how a servo motor works. Thank you.